What is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Rehinge Diaries podcast with your host, Ali Karza. So, today's episode, it's gonna be a quick one because I'm horribly sick. Just so if you can hear how I sound right now, I've been dying. Like, I truly have been. Even though you're probably like, why do you look so great? Like, I don't know why I'm as sick as ever right now, and I look my best. I don't know the science behind that, but I think it's because I've been resting so much, so I feel like I have the energy to at least get dolled up. But to do other activities, absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. I love going to the gym. For those who know me, you would know that I love going to the gym. And that's normally my way of like being productive or trying to make myself feel better in any way, shape, or form. And of course, since I've been so sick, I haven't been able to go to the gym. And I really got into a funk because I had to call out several days at work because I'm like, I work in a very tight like room with like several people, so I did not want to be there like like coughing my soul out or having like the most craziest runny nose. So I was like, let me just call out. I had the PTO for it, but then I was just like so like just bad rested, like in my feelings, and I'm like, I want to do something to make myself feel better. I decided to do my makeup, and I've been feeling really good with that. And then I've been doing a lot of TikToks, which thank you for everyone's been interacting with that. I'll leave it in the description down below if you want to follow me. And I've been really productive, and I'm like, you know what? As much as I really wanted to push my podcast episode for Friday, I'm like, let's just do it today and make it a short episode because there was an episode where I did a TMI girl talk and a lot of people enjoyed it. A lot of people commented, and I feel like a lot of people are afraid to have those conversations when it comes to just TMI conversations, especially when it comes to the girl type of talk. So I was like, I want to do another one of that and just make it really short because I cannot talk for long, y'all, before I'm gonna start coughing my soul away. And I decided to choose like specific conversations that I feel like people would appreciate and have a lot to contribute. So if you want to know all about the TMI girl conversations we're gonna have for today's episode, then keep on listening or watching. If you see me keep looking down, it's because I have my laptop with me because I have some bullet points of things that I want to touch up on. We're gonna start off strong, and it's my favorite one. I love sex talk, like I really do, because I love the type of people that are not afraid to have a conversation about it. Everybody does it. Like everybody and their damn mom literally does it. So it's like, why not talk about it? Specifically, like when it comes to things that people are afraid of, like, oh my god, toys, or like be like specifically how to be confident in bed is what we're going to touch on today. But a lot of people like don't want to have that conversation. Like some people are just afraid and they don't know what to do. And then how are you going to learn if people don't want to talk about it? So if y'all want to know how to get better and more confident in bed, y'all come to the right place, because once upon a time when I first lost my virginity, I was so insecure in bed. Like I was so unconfident, and I will never forget specifically when I lost my virginity. I did an episode when I lost my virginity. My earlier episodes made me cringe so much because you could tell I was like trying so hard to make it so quirky when I'm like, girl, I just, like, just don't even listen to that episode and just listen here, and I'll give you guys a quick summary of, like, me losing my virginity. It was a guy that I was with that I was so madly in love with who did not give a shit about me, girl. I was his cum bucket, okay? I was nobody to this man. And I remember when I first had sex with him, I was so insecure because I was like, oh my god, like, I didn't feel attractive, and I felt like I was truly his toy. But the sad thing was, I just didn't find myself attractive or could ever envision a part of myself being confident in bed. Like, I would never forget when I lost my virginity. I didn't even mention this detail where I remember I was riding him, and then he was like, do you like, he was like talking dirty to me. And I remember like not even being able to talk dirty back because I felt so insecure. I was like, oh my God, I'm pretty sure anyone can relate to this, especially if it's their first time or if there's something they still deal with. When like you ever get in your head, you're like, oh my god, I bet my face looks weird when I'm having sex, or oh my god, my moans probably sound so ugly, like all of that. I was going through all that. I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to talk dirty to him because I felt like I was cringe. I felt like I was so cringe, and I'm like, no, let's just get each other off and call it a day. Like I cannot be hot in bed. And for a long time I just didn't feel hot in bed. It was when he broke my heart to the fullest capacity, like the biggest betrayal of all, like got another girl pregnant, lied to my face about it. That's a whole messed around with my best friend. Like it's a whole lore with him. But more of the story, and I'm sorry if at any given point, like my video or this episode starts to lag. I don't know why, but whenever lately I've been like mirroring this with my laptop, like it's been lagging a little bit. I noticed it with my last episode, and I don't know why it's doing that. And it's annoying because I love being able to see myself. So I'm sorry if I'm lagging, but I promise you this is gonna be a valuable, is a valuable episode for anyone out there. But how I got confident in bed was it was like a revenge kind of thing, okay? But hear me out. It was revenge because I was like, this guy broke my heart. And I'm like, not only am I gonna get hotter, which is the beginning of my glow up truly. Because I remember I was so, like, I wouldn't say I was unattractive, but I was unconfident. And I was just so unconfident in every aspect of the word, not even just in a bedroom girl, like just me as a person. And I'm like, I'm about to level the fuck up that I'm so out of his league. Because I never felt like I was out of his league. I always felt like he was out of my league. And he wasn't even attractive, but he was just such a confident person. That's the thing. You don't need to be like fucking Beyonce. You don't need to be Bella Hadid to like be desirable. Like if you have confidence, bitch, like you already surpassed a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are attracted don't even have confidence. But more of the story. So I remember he broke my heart and I was like, you know what? I wouldn't suggest this, but this is how I went about it. And maybe y'all can find a healthier way to apply this to yourself. So what I decided to do was like, I'm going to get around town, okay? I'm just going to hook up with a lot of people. When I was 18, it was even more scarier because I wasn't even like considering like protection or like STDs. Like it was really dangerous. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? Obviously now I'm like, if a man pulls it out without a condom, get the fuck out of my face. But back then it was just so sad. Like my confidence and all of that. But then I'll never forget, I just hooked up with a lot of people and I just started visualizing a part of myself that was confident. Like I tried something new every single time. Like every single new partner that I came across, I tried something new. And I had this mindset where I'm like, if I'm never going to see this man again or whatever the case may be, because I've always done it with men that I won't really cross paths with again. And that really helps a lot. Like if you like try all the things that you want to try, and if you fucking feel awkward or you feel like you embarrassed yourself, just do it with a guy you're never gonna see again, okay? Like you don't have to go around town like I did, but I did it a lot where I was like, I'm just gonna mess around with these men and then like just try out something new, like try out like a seductive moan that like obviously is natural to me, but then like yeah, I can feel like the girls that get it. Like obviously, like you ever make your moan sound a little more hotter than what it actually is. For obviously because it's natural to like the feeling, like you're enjoying yourself, but then it's like you wanna like seduce them. Yeah. So like I would practice with that. And then the dirty talk, like I said, once upon a time, I hated dirty talk. So I was like, oh, like I can imagine that because I feel like it's so cringe. But then a part of me now, I love it. Words of affirmation in the bedroom, girl, girl, I love it so much. It's literally crack to me. Which I think is honestly how I developed the sex addiction. I developed the sex addiction to that because I love words of affirmation in the bedroom. And I love like the act of it. Like change your mindset to it. Because for me, I was like, oh my God, sex is like this awkward thing. And it doesn't need to be. Like you can also change your perspective on it. It could be another reason why you're uncomfortable in bed. And just find someone that you could really like. I suggest like if you want to skip the whole like if you get too attached and you know you can't just be hooking up or whatever, find someone that you're just extremely comfortable with, that like I had like my, you know, my ex guy best friend who I started the podcast with. He made this little like comment that always stuck by me. But he's like, you know, you're having sex with the right person if you can laugh together. Like if something little silly happens or you guys can have a little moment, like you know you're hooking up with the right person if you can laugh. Like if you're so shy that like you can't even laugh with them, then you're not having sex with the right person. And I agree with that. I truly do. So you can definitely apply that to if you're trying to gain more confidence in a bedroom, because I feel like all of it just becomes a imposter syndrome. Like you really like I feel like a lot of people, it does not matter how you look, your fucking performance, because trust me, there is men that lasted like 5 minutes with me, girl. And I, you know, it could be the foreplay that like really drew me in. Like you do not need to be an all-star fucking, you know, a professional in it. You got to start somewhere. So I highly suggest you just trying to, I feel like you should do the inner work first because you don't want to apply, like, you don't want to get attached to one person, like, oh my God, he helped me become more confident in a bedroom. Like, definitely find that within yourself first. Like, definitely just change your perspective on yourself, like level up and find confidence within yourself, even if it's like, okay, I want to lose a little bit of weight because then I feel like it will make me more confident looking at myself naked. And before you know that, like, not matter of fact, I think that's the number one thing that could really help you. If you feel really confident naked, then you're gonna feel sexy. You're gonna want this person to touch you and like do like naughty things. And if you're someone that's like plus size and it's not as easy for you to lose weight, then like I said, wear something sexy. Like do your makeup or put some cute lingerie on. Like I'm telling you, like when it comes to people talking shit about plus size people, like oh my God, like they're unhealthy. I disagree with that because shit just happens, but like don't exclude yourself from being able to feel sexy. Like you still can. Girl, put on some red lipstick, put on some cute lingerie, even play some music, drink a little bit, like drink some wine. If you're sober, then like light up a cute, like, you know, light up a candle, put on some like scented moisturizer that's gonna make you like, if you like feel like you smell good and you just look good and you just feel good in general, it's like, girl, that's like a good start. And then when it comes to all the other things, it's like do it with someone you're comfortable with or just get comfortable with doing it, period. So you'll become confident in it. So now for me, it's like, of course, I went a little around. I was around town in my, you know, in my when I was 18, not early 20s because I was locked down for a minute. But I just explored. I explored and then I knew what I wanted. That's my tips on that. So the next one is going to be how to climax by yourself. So I didn't realize that this is something that I feel like a lot of people probably deal with when they don't like experience getting off. And maybe, of course, like a lot of people deal with that when it comes to like in general, like having sex with someone. But I feel like it's important for you to at least be getting off somehow, girl, even if it's just a solo session. Okay, we gotta work on that because once upon a time, like I said, when I was first having sex, like when I was like 18 or whatever, and I was like going around town, I'll never forget another big thing that really helped me become very confident in the bedroom, which I feel like this is the big number one too. It's like learning what you like in general. For example, like some people like penetration, so they'll get dildos or whatever, or like they would want that. Or some people, they're like, oh, penetration is fine, but I really do like that clitoris, you know, play. And then they'll get vibrators. Or some people are like, I really like anal play. Like, find out what you like. And I'll never forget, I had this one best friend. I'm not gonna say who she is, but I had this one best friend and she kept telling me, she's like, Ali, there's this guy that I was in a situationship with, and he would always tell me that I'm boring in bed because all I do was like, I was literally a starfish. Like I was a starfish. I just laid there, and he'd tell me that he would get bored of it because we were like on and off for like 2 years, and I don't know how to be more like fun in bed. And I'm like, okay, well, like, do you ever spend time with yourself? Do you even know what you like to do? And she's like, no, I don't know. I don't own like vibrators or anything like that. I don't really masturbate. And I'm like, ah! that's really where the lack of confidence comes from. Like you need to like find out what you want. And I literally told her, girl, get a vibrator. And that is the start. Cause then you'll figure out, oh my God, like, or just even get toys, period. Cause some people are like, I have a friend that doesn't like vibrators, but then she loves anal play. So it's like, find out what you like truly. Like for me, let me spill the tea with y'all, but I like the combo. Like I love the penetration and click combo. Like that's how I will fall in love. I love it, but I had to like experience it to know what I really like. That's why like for me, like I really just, it's really rare, almost never, like me getting off just by penetration alone when I'm with a partner. That's why for me, I love toys in the bedroom because it makes it more fun, and I'm like way more confident with it because I know I'm gonna get off, and then you know how to like be sexy with it because you know you're gonna get like the end prize. Like that's another thing too. Like if you're like, oh my God, if you're a starfish with someone and you're not even getting off, it's like no wonder you're like lacking confidence because you're like, I know I'm not even gonna get off, or I'm not really gonna be enjoying myself. This other person's getting the pleasure out of it and not me. So start figuring out what you want. So then you can even suggest that to the person that you're hooking up with, like, hey, I really like. And if you ever messing with someone and they get offended, because there is that small percentage of men. I never met one, thank God. But if you ever meet a man who is like, oh my God, like using toys in the bathroom, blah, 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 blah. Ah! Girl, you better dump him. Dump him. Luckily, every guy that I've ever like hooked up with They always welcome toys in the bedroom. And I'm like, I hope you know that it makes your life easier because I'm going to get up by this thing and then the combination of you, and then we're both happy people. So it's like, there you go. And that's another thing you could suggest if you are dealing with that type of man that's very iffy about toys in the bedroom. That's a red flag to me. But yeah. So in order for you to like really like, get off by yourself, like just buy toys. Like buy toys. Or if you want to go acoustic, then like, I don't know, find a very spicy video that, if you are into like, porn or whatever. It's like find a spicy video or even just sit by yourself. Like if you're like, I'm against like spicy videos, then just sit by yourself, like set the vibe. But like I never forget, I saw a meme where they're like, a woman, like men are so like they just get off by doing whatever, but the women really go the extra mile, lighting up a candle, putting on something nice. Do that for yourself. Because once you like, get off by yourself and then you just like, it's like a self-care thing. It truly is. It truly, truly is. So like, because then you're like giving that appreciation to yourself, and you don't need someone to give that to you. So I really highly suggest that you do that. Like just buy some toys, or if you're gonna go acoustic girl, then either get like, find a spicy video, or like just set the vibe for yourself. Like just explore. So now Brazilian wax. So my thoughts on Brazilian wax, if girls want to like, wax, because shaving is fucking dead. I'm tired. Shaving is the worst. Like I always got the worst ingrown bumps, and I hated it so much. It was so embarrassing. I'll never forget when my ex, he was, exploring down there, and I had the worst ingrown bump, and he literally called it a mountain. That was so humbling. I remember after that, I was like, yeah, I gotta let go of shaving. I'll never forget, because like I had a bump down there, and he's like, damn, there's like a mountain down there. I was like, does he view it as like me having like an STD or like something? And he was like, no, like I know what it is, but it was just like really big. And I'm like, I know, because I like the girlies, I get it. Like you ever get that ingrown bump and it starts to get like really big, because it's like, yeah, girl. Yeah, so I wouldn't recommend shaving, but if that's something that you like, if you're too scared of waxing, let me persuade you. Like, honestly, I will say the first time you go waxing, it hurts like a fucking bitch. Like anyone that says it doesn't hurt, they lied to you, okay? And I have a pretty high tolerance. Like you can see the tattoos, like I have piercings or whatever. I have my nipples pierced. Like girl, like I have a pretty high tolerance. But when it comes to waxing the first time, because you were obviously shaving, your hair is thick, that shit is going to hurt. But will you die? No. Like it's not that type of pain. But I can see why people don't want to go back again. And it's funny because I've been getting waxed for over a year now. And the girl that I would get waxed by, I'll never forget, like when the first time I got waxed, for literally like several minutes, I'm like, oh my god, stop. Like she would literally just do one part. The lips are like they will never not hurt, okay? Like obviously through time it won't be as bad, but the first time your soul will leave your body, okay? Everything else is not even bad, but it's the lips that are gonna send you, okay? And I'll never forget, like when she did one lip, I'm like, fuck, why do I have two? And I was like screaming. And it's like so funny because normally when I'd get waxed, it's like 10 minutes max, okay? I was there for like 40 minutes my first time because I'm like, stop. It hurts so bad. But one, your confidence would skyrocket because like it's gonna be baby smooth for like more than 2 weeks, because when you shave, the moment you walk out the damn shower, she's growing back, okay? So it's annoying, but when you get waxed, it's like, oh my god, not only did you tolerate pain that was not pleasant, but you're gonna be baby smooth, especially if you get like a landing strip. Ugh, like a landing strip is so like, I think it's so hot. Like I feel so sexy when I get a landing strip. And it's so funny that I've been going like getting waxed for like over a year now, or a year. Yeah, I think it's just like reaching the 1 year mark. But it's so annoying because I've been celibate this entire time. And I'm like, damn, nobody got to experience how beautiful she's been. But you know what? Like, truly, I will say waxing is so worth it. To prepare, a lot of people say on TikTok that you should, like take an ibuprofen before you go in. I don't know if that would make a difference. Like girl, it's gonna hurt. Like it's gonna hurt, but I'm telling you, like your confidence is going to skyrocket. And they say after 3 times it stops hurting. Like truly, like the lips, like I said, and never not hurt. But if you have a really good waxer, if it's quick, then you know that it's so worth it, because you're like, okay, it's a couple seconds of pain and then that's done. Like the lips, I'm telling you, is the worst part. Everything else, it's like It's like a little flinch or whatever. It's kind of like when you get like your underarms waxed or whatever. It's just not that bad. Like you feel a little flinch and you're like, okay, it's over. It's definitely that. But then the lips part, girl, like I get it. Like the first time it's gonna hurt, but after a while, truly it gets better, and then it grows so much more like smaller. So even if you're like, waiting for your next appointment, it's not even like bad. Like, when you're like, oh my god, I need a shave, it's like, ugh. Wolverine is down there. But then, when you're getting waxed, it's like so much more smaller. She looks more presentable, if I might say myself. But yeah, overall, I 1000% recommend waxing. And I'm telling you, your confidence is going to skyrocket and your life is going to be so much easier. So now let's talk about online dating and how not to get attached to people or just to anything. Because I was a retired girl who would get attached to just anyone. But I feel like once you start to really start to love yourself, and not only start to love yourself, but to know what you want in a partner, you really won't get attached. And yes, there's the circumstances where a girl's like, I want this type of man. And then you end up like falling in love with someone that's completely not in what you were looking for. It happens. But when it comes to online dating, for one, my number one tip is to never just talk to one person. And some people think that's fucked up and they're like, oh my god, this is so good. Like I see a lot of comments on TikTok in regards to this conversation, or a lot of people like, dating is so confusing. I gotta act like this, I gotta act like that. It's not acting. It's truly just like understanding your value. Like, why would you give all of your eggs in one basket? Like, if there's one man and you just met him through a dating app, he hasn't done shit. Like, believe that's why for me, I feel like when it comes to online dating, you shouldn't even date with intention. Like, don't get me wrong. When it comes to online dating, if you want to date with intention through online dating, that's fine. I wouldn't recommend it because it's like, it's a dating app. Like, a lot of people are on there for one reason only. There's a really small percentage of people that are actually there for love. But if you are going to date with intention or you're not, and you're just trying to see things out, I feel like this is going to apply for anyone. But when it comes to online dating, treat it as, okay, I'm just gonna see what's out there. Like, I'm just gonna see what's out there. And I feel like a lot of people that get very iffy on TikTok when they're like, oh my god, this is so confusing, I gotta be so detached, I gotta like talk to several people. That's because, especially if you're doing online dating, all they had to do was swipe right to even have a conversation with you. So it's like, yeah, talk to multiple people, because why would you put your eggs in one basket on one guy that you think is cool and you have a connection with? Like, let him earn that. Like, go see him, hang out with him, let him invest in you, take you out, and like really treat you the way that you want to be treated. And that's when you'll end up being exclusive. But it's like, don't just give it to all one. Like, that's where a lot of people start to get messed up and they start getting so attached. And it's like, why did you even do that to begin with? And trust me, I'm speaking to older Allie. Like, I used to be that person who, oh my god, someone did a couple nice things for me, let's be exclusive. No, let someone work their butt off to make you off the market. Like, truly. And I feel like a lot of people that see it as, oh, well, it's just so complicated dating nowadays. It's just you seeing your worth. A lot of men are like, why do you think they're acting like princesses now? Because they feel like they're the prize and they are starting to know their worth. So it's like, we're the woman. We're the one that brings children into this world. You are the fucking prize. So that's why this is not like a manipulating game, even though it kind of is, because like, but believe it or not, once you start to really understand, a lot of men are playing the manipulative game with you to begin with, to get in your pants. It's like you start to operate and see things differently. And it's a heartbreak you're going to go through in the beginning when you realize a lot of men are just there for one thing, or like they have that mindset of like, how you're going to benefit my life. I'm sorry, that's the woman's job. Like, that's a woman's job to be like, oh, how is this man going to benefit my life, you know? So once you start to operate like that, then you're going to be like, okay, then it's like, you know what? Let me go online dating. If I want to try some new restaurants, and treat it as that. Like, go online dating. For me, I like online dating. Like, I feel very iffy about it. But back then, I feel like I felt the most iffiest about it because I was really trying to, like, not necessarily date with intention, but it's like I was very naive where I'm like, oh my God. It's like, I'm not even on there for like a long-term relationship, but I have a good connection with someone and thinking it can go somewhere. It's like, just see it. Have fun. Have fun. I've made so many beautiful experiences with people that I met through dating apps. It's so much more fun when you just release the pressure. Like, I'm just here to see what's out there. And if I'm going to go out with this person, going to dinner, and it's fun, then let me just have fun. And if it doesn't go anywhere, then girl, you won at the end of the day because someone treated you to dinner and you didn't have to pay. You got to get all dolled up and enjoy yourself. Just change your perspective and your mindset on everything. Once you do that and you're like, oh, I'm actually like having a good time now. Like I get to look forward to just like get treated on for a free, free lunch and like see if this person and me like if there's a connection or not. And if there's not a connection, if you didn't like them at all, then girl, just end it. Or who knows, you could be friends and you never know how they can benefit your future. Connections too. Making connections is important as well. But I feel like that's why a lot of like online dating, if you are dating intentionally, girl, the market is fucking, there's piss in it. There's piss on the dating pool. Like truly, truly. And it's not even just online dating, it's everywhere. You can be going to bars and meeting people authentically, and a lot of people are just so scared to be in love or to like be vulnerable, and it's just at an all-time high right now. So I suggest truly to anyone that has been considering online dating or they're struggling online dating, change your perspective and be like, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna meet new people and just try out new places. I love like putting the distance farther for online dating to like explore places in Philly. Like I explored the vast majority of the places in Philly by connecting through people online. And it's so fun. Like it really, really is. And of course it could be spooky, have people like share your location, like be responsible, but it can really just be fun if you just change your perspective, and I suggest that 1,000%. Okay, last but not least, family drama. And I think this is just me venting and me making it about myself, but family drama, like, I feel like for me, I'm bipolar, okay? And my healing journey's been a journey, okay? Like for anyone who's known me for like a long time, anyone who's kept up with me for a long time would know that I've been really open about everything, my journey of healing, going to therapy. And I used to hold a lot of shame for who I was before I even started therapy. Because I would say, like, I think my episode with Vanessa I talked about a little bit, where I'm like, I was so self-destructive. I pushed away people that were good and loved me because a part of me felt like I didn't deserve it. And I was not good. I was very reactive. Like, I've never sat there and rubbed my hands together and was malicious to anyone, but I was reactive, and that was very catastrophic to a lot of my relationships, friendships, whatever. And I feel like the family drama that I've been dealing with now is just like with a family member. I'll just say my sister. I love her so much. Like she is my rock, and I would die for her 1,000%. She is the only human being on this planet Earth that showed me unconditional love, and I could only imagine how hard that must have been back then when I was unhealed and I was just very reactive. But it was because she saw my heart and she knew I wasn't a bad person. I don't rub my hands together and hurt people. I was just reactive and I didn't know how to control my emotions, and I was dealing with a lot of trauma. So I feel like now the roles have reversed, where she's really going through a hard time and I'm really struggling to love her unconditionally because she showed me unconditional love. And I feel like now I've been really struggling with like showing her unconditional love. I feel so rejected by her. I feel so like there was someone I was talking to not too long, like a while ago. I was talking to someone, and I'll never forget when I told my sister I wanted her to meet this person, and she was so like very like nasty about it. And then for Thanksgiving dinner, like she was just being a bitch to me, and I don't know, like I just feel like when I'm around her, I can just feel it. I can feel it. Anyone who knows that like when someone doesn't fuck with you or they have some animosity towards you, you can feel it, and I just feel that with her. I truly do. And I didn't do anything wrong to her. And I would admit to y'all if I did. But it just comes down to like someone like making poor decisions in their lives and they don't know who to put the blame on. It hurts too much to put it on themselves, so they put it on someone else. And then for me, and it's like, I get it. When I first went through my breakup, it was the most humbling thing I ever had to go through, was taking full accountability that I loved a loser. I loved a loser. I went in depth for a loser, and I gave my all to a loser who literally did not even think twice about ruining my life. And that hurts so much. Like, it literally, shame is the worst feeling you could ever feel. And I'll never forget going through that period of my life and be like, oh my God, this hurts so much to have to look in a mirror and realize like I'm the only one to blame when it comes to that. So it was just like really traumatizing. I feel like for her, she's going through that right now, where she's like healing from a lot of things, and she has to go through that point of like pointing the finger at yourself and being like, hey, I'm only responsible for what I allowed and for what happens. And it's just like something that's very difficult. And I don't know. I guess when it comes to this topic of conversation, it's like dealing with family drama is so hurtful, and trying to love someone unconditionally is so hard. I don't even know if this is an advice aspect. I just wanted to vent about it, and it just hurts so much because I love anyone who knows me knows how much I love my sister, how much I would die for her. She was always my best friend, my rock, my everything. When I went through my breakup, I had no friends. I pushed everyone out, and all I had was my therapist and my sister. So it's like it sucks. It really sucks. And then me trying to be there in open arms, and like it sucks because you are a punching bag for a while. I could only imagine how much I treated people as a punching bag when I was unwell and reactive. And it's sad because you're not doing it maliciously. Like you're not you at that moment. It's just so sad. And I don't know. It's just I've been really like in my feelings about that, and it kind of fucks up like the feeling of like the holiday spirit, because I don't know, like I've been really heavy on trying to be grateful this year, because I feel like for like last year I like overcame so much and I accomplished so much and I was not grateful. I was still so miserable. And this year I wanted to be more present and more grateful for everything that I have. And it kind of messes up everything when you're like, I'm so thankful that my family's alive and healthy and I get to spend time with them. Not everyone has that privilege. And then my sister treating me this way. I'm like, fuck. And it's the holidays too. It sucks. But yeah, I think that's going to be everything for today's episode. My throat is on fire now, but I hope that this episode helps anyone out there, resonates with them. If you guys are wondering, for the people that are viewing today's episode, anyone who's a true Ariana Grande fan would know the inspiration of this look, okay? That's all I'm going to say. I made a full tutorial on this look on my TikTok, so you can check it out. But yeah, I was inspired by that specific look from Ariana Grande, and hope you guys like it. How do you feel about it? I've been just feeling so cute. I don't know why I'm so sick and so cute at the same time. Never thought that would be possible, but here we are. But yeah, I love you guys so much. If you are listening to this on Spotify, make sure to give it a 5 stars rating and download the episode, okay? It helps me out, okay? We gotta keep these lights on. If you are watching this on the podcast YouTube channel, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below anything that resonated with you or a TMI tip you want to share. Girl, even if you want to be anonymous, go for it, girl, okay? I'll respond back. I've been slacking, okay? I've been trying to juggle so much. I've been sick. I'm trying to do better, okay? But I love anyone that comments or anyone who even takes their time out of their day to religiously listen or tune into these episodes. I love you so much. Make sure to subscribe because I want to reach 1,000 subscribers before the year ends. I don't know if I will, but if I don't, I appreciate everyone who clicked that button regardless. I love you guys so much. And I cannot wait to... I always fuck up on this part because I start talking so fast. But I cannot wait to see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.